On this edition of Jeopardy, we have three famous people from three different eras.
One was part of the women's movement, named Alice Paul. The next, from westward expansion, named Sitting Bull. And the last was a former president, John F. Kennedy. First, we have Alice Paul. Alice grew up as one of 4 children in the quaint town of Morristown, New Jersey, on a 265-acre farm outside of town. Her father was a successful businessman and earned them a comfortable life. Although Alice and her siblings did some of the chores on their family farm, her father had hired people to do the majority of the labor. As Hicksite Quakers, her and her parents were taught about gender equality at a young age, and also stressed the benefits of staying close to nature. Her hometown of Morristown played a major role in hosting suffrage movement meetings for NASA leaders and exposed Alice to the harsh reality women had to face. These critical lessons and Morristown involvement in the suffrage movement began Alice's path into fighting for more women's rights.
Next, we have Sitting Bull. Sitting Bull was perhaps the most famous Native American chief and was born in 1831 in what is now known as South Dakota. Sitting Bull was the son of an esteemed Sioux warrior named Returns Again and gained his inspiration from his father, but unlike his father, Sitting Bull did not care for warfare. In 1865, he led an attack on Fort Rice, and there he earned the title of Chief of the Lakota Nation and would forever lead his people in the years to come. Problems with American soldiers and Sitting Bull's people escalated in the mid-1870s when gold was discovered in the Black Hills. This was a sacred area to Native Americans that the American government had recognized as their land following the 1868 Fort Laramie Treaty. In June 1876, Sitting Bull was involved in his most famous battle, the Battle at Little Bighorn, where he led thousands of Sioux and Cheyenne warriors against Custer's undermanned force, wiping out the American general and his 200-plus men. This marked history as it showed the Native Americans would not give up their land for anyone.
Lastly, we have JFK. He was born in Brookline, Massachusetts, and was one of 9 kids. That's a lot less common today than it was when he was little. He graduated from Harvard in 1940. He was involved in politics when his grandfather was the mayor of Boston. Then he got more involved while he was attending Harvard, and his dad was the United States ambassador to England. He joined the Navy with his brother Joe after graduating. He married his wife Jackie and had 2 kids, a son and a daughter. In the election of 1960, he became President of the United States. He created the Peace Corps while he was president and greatly supported NASA. Unfortunately, JFK was shot and killed on November 21, 1963, while in a parade. Hopefully, the things he did while he was alive made an impact on the world today.
Welcome to Jeopardy! We'll start off with women's rights era, and we'll go in order to start. Whoever gets it right gets to answer the next question as well. This category will begin with Alice Paul choosing the first question.
The names of the 2 most prominent women's suffrage leaders.
Who are Anthony and Stanton? I choose women's rights for 200.
NASA stands for.
What is the National American Women's Suffrage Association? I choose women's rights for 500.
A nonviolent refusal to obey a law in an effort to change it.
What is civil disobedience? I choose women's rights for 100.
The 36th state necessary to ratify the suffrage amendment.
What is Tennessee? I choose women's rights for 400.
Marked the last major reform of the progressive era.
What is 19th Amendment?
Next, we're moving on to Native American battles and policies. Since Sitting Bull got the last question correct, he will begin this round.
Sitting Bull, choose clue for 300.
Event that occurred on November 29, 1864, in which a 700-man force killed an estimated 163 Cheyenne Indians.
What is the Sand Creek Massacre? I choose the next clue for 500.
Battle that is also called Custer's Last Stand, in which 700 American soldiers died as well as Custer.
What is the Battle of Little Bighorn? Sitting Bull choose clue for 500.
Americans wanted Native Americans to become a part of everyday society by doing this.
What is assimilation? I choose Native American battles and policies for 200.
The president during a Native American restriction and westward expansion.
Who is Andrew Jackson? I choose Native American policies for 400.
Passed in 1830, granted President Jackson funds and authority to remove the Indians by force if necessary.
What is the Indian Removal Act?
Our final category is called the Constitution. Since Alice got the last question correct, she will start off this category.
I choose the next clue for 100.
The original 10 amendments of the Constitution are called this.
What is the Bill of Rights? It was ratified when George Washington was president. I choose the next clue for 300.
This amendment abolished slavery in 1865.
That's easy. What is the 13th Amendment? I choose the next clue for 200.
These are the 3 famous words that start the Constitution.
Sitting Bull now. What is we the people? Sitting Bull choose $500 clue.
The Constitution has this many articles.
I do this in my sleep. What is 7?
The 27th Amendment was the most recent amendment added to the Constitution and was passed in this year.
What is 1992?
Correct, Sitting Bull. Wow, you came up huge in this round. After 3 great rounds, Sitting Bull is our winner. Great job, and we'll see you tomorrow on our next episode of Jeopardy!